here? And here I thought Nubar was the trippiest place I ever seen.
What is that?
Okay, so I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but I just woke up and a whole bunch of people were like, have you seen it? Have you seen it? And I'm like, have I seen what? Then I realized what they were talking about and I was so freaking psyched about it. The season 4 Camp Cretaceous trailer. Oh my first stars. I am so freaking excited. Let me just say this is the best trailer I have seen of this franchise yet. The best Camp Cretaceous trailer I have seen. It looks freaking amazing. So we're gonna go shot by shot. If you guys haven't seen the trailer already, it's going to be in the card or in the description. Excuse me, I am still tired because I literally just woke up and I decided to come and sit down and do this because I was really excited. I was watching it in bed while my dogs were fighting for my attention. Anyways, so as we can see, they are still on the yacht. Everyone is happy. They made it off the island. You can tell that they are rationing food. Whatever stuff this is that they found, they're clearly rationing it. It's not like a whole bunch of food. It looks like grapes and dino testes. I'm not really sure what those things are. Maybe eggs or something. A little bit long to be eggs. Maybe dinosaur eggs. Who knows? But they don't have a lot of food, so they're rationing whatever they did find on the yacht or whatever they did bring with them. Then we see the Mosasaurus, and they're like, what the heck is that? Clearly it's the Mosasaurus, even though it does look a little bit small in this scene. It seems to be right at the surface, but maybe it's just a perspective. Looks a little bit smaller to me, but it's chasing them, and we know they're gonna have their first run in because you know in this franchise the kids can't get a break and there are gonna be things chasing them. It's kind of like those erotic movies or adult movies, if you know what I'm talking about, where the main theme of the movie is not the story surrounding the movie. You know darn well it's about the other thing, and then you just have the story kind of sprinkled in. It's kind of like this. Camp Cretaceous is about the dinosaurs and it's about the people too, so it's a little bit better than that, but it's so unrealistic because that's the kind of show it is. We're here for the dinosaurs and they know that. And they're giving us so much more of it than in the Jurassic Park movies. You don't even care because it's like an equal amount of humans and an equal amount of dinosaurs. And the humans are so likable now that you're like, yes, I actually want to see what happens with them. But they have the great balance there of dinosaur screen time and human screen time. And you can see the environment that each of these people are in. So when they're walking, you still get to see dinosaurs and enjoy being in the environment. You don't forget. So the Mosasaurus, or something that looks like the Mosasaurus, because it kind of looks a little bit different to me, but maybe it's just the angle, pops out of the water. She's looking at them like, I see you. At this point, they probably had been hit by the Mosasaurus already. You can see an island in the background. I doubt that's the island they came. Maybe that is the island they came from. Maybe that is Isla Nubar, and then it looks really different from this angle. But they were having fun and eating, you know. I mean, I don't know. It could be the new island that they're trying to get to. I doubt it's Isla Nubar. I could be wrong. But as you can see here, the boat is angled. So clearly something hit them before, or they ran aground something.
This doesn't look like Costa Rica.
Can we just for a moment appreciate the soundtrack for this trailer that makes it feel like this is a freaking feature film? Like this is something that's gonna come out in theaters. Like, for that, come on. They're doing too much. But I'm loving it. Like, I'm like, is this coming out in theaters or something? This is freaking amazing. Look at them getting all serious with this freaking Inception, Blumhouse type sci-fi action movie soundtrack. Now in the next scene, we see Brooke and she is putting her hand on something. Remember that desert background that we were talking about in the poster? Well, clearly that's where they are now. You can see the cacti, but you see a seam running down the middle of what's supposed to be the sky. Like it's just hanging in the air.
What the heck is this place?
Oh boy, and this is where things start to get like super exciting, because like what in the Squid Games, what in the Hunger Games, what in the every freaking Battle Royale games is going on here? Because this is an island. And I think this island is not any of the islands that we've seen before. I know that there's, in the book or in the franchise for Jurassic Park, there's the 5 deaths, right? They did mention that in the 3rd movie. Anyway, this is probably one of those islands, or it's a completely new island. I think it probably would be a new island because they would want to do stuff there that nobody else knows about at the moment, like creating freaking concealed laboratories or facilities. This is like a whole other facility. This is the entry to a facility in the middle of the desert, but it's not a desert. It's freaking weird. What if they were running at full speed into this thing? Then we see what looks like Rexy. I mean, it looks a little greener from this angle. It could just be the plants around her. I mean, but she's all scratched up. That looks like she was in a fight. Then we see this thing. It's a furry creature. Clearly, it has fur or feathers around its eyes, and it's green. And the eyes look like cat eyes. And it is definitely stalking someone, one of our characters that has a torch as they're going around the corner. So this thing is stalking them, and you can see that through its eyes momentarily in that scene. And it's something new that they're going to uncover, which is always exciting because we're always eager to find new animals and new dinosaurs in this franchise. So then we see Darius with a rope around his waist fall down into the water. Don't know why he's doing this, but this is clearly shallow water. You can see the seaweeds there. And then we see Ben. It cuts away back to Ben, which is, I think, the previous shot where we saw the creature with the eye stalking him. I think Ben is the one being stalked in the situation. I don't know why Ben is by himself. It's possible that the group gets separated at some point in time. But this is interesting because we've watched Ben grow so much. He's now so capable of taking care of himself. However, this is a completely new place with new problems, with new creatures. He became the king of Isla Nubar, or for that section of it. But now he's in a completely new environment where he's not the king anymore, where he's gonna have to learn to survive in a place that he's never been in before, and that could be frightening. We're accustomed to seeing Ben have it together now, when he was so unraveled at the beginning of the franchise. But now he's dropped in a novel situation. Like, now Ben is clearly scared because he doesn't know what's around the corner. He hasn't mastered the area, and new is always frightening. You shake things up a little bit. Okay, guys, now you have a new situation. You can't say you know the lay of the land anymore. You have no idea what to expect. It's scary. Then we see an interesting shot of Rexy. Neck is really skinny, dude. And she is being harassed by drones. This is crazy. And she looks really scarred up. I mean, that's probably from the whole Indominus Rex fight, but those wounds look very, very fresh. And if this is Rexy, what's she doing on this island? I mean, from the side, it looks like a completely different Tyrannosaurus Rex, because I don't remember Rexy having those little stripy things down the back of the neck. I don't think that's Rexy. This T-Rex looks smaller, looks darker in color, and has stripes on its neck. So I don't think that's Rexy. And if it is Rexy, what the frick is she doing here? This is clearly a different island. From the time, yeah, that's definitely not Rexy. Look at the coloration of this T-Rex. That's not Rexy. T-Rex just stripes all around it. It's clearly a different T-Rex. And look at all of the scars and stuff. This dinosaur has been in a very vicious fight. And we can see Kenji and Darius and Samantha, I think her name is. Yeah. So we can see them all looking at this T-Rex who looks banged up. And these drones seem to be hurting the T-Rex somewhere. T-Rex is being annoyed. The T-Rex is like, please leave me alone. And the drones are like, no, if you move, we'll leave you alone. Someone is controlling those drones, or those drones are programmed. That's the first thing that's creepy. Drones. So that makes the mystery even more intriguing. Who owns this island? Is it part of InGen, or is it part of Manticore, who is the opponent to InGen? Manticore in this universe is basically Biosyn in the Japanese, in the Jurassic Park franchise. They're another corporation who wanted dinosaurs or wanted to be a competitor to InGen. And it doesn't look as though they have very noble intentions as John Hammond or Masrani did. Or for all we know, Maserati probably has a few skeletons in his closet. Now we're seeing a snowy biome, which is very freaking interesting. And we see this Boston Dynamic looking thing, but like 50 years in the future, trying to kill everyone inside of these snowmobile things. First of all, why are they in snowmobiles? If this is actually them driving these things, what is happening? I thought this was an island. Why is there snow? Are they on the top of a mountain? There's so many questions here. Like, did they actually terraform this place to make different biomes to have different dinosaurs or creatures like mammoths? If we're seeing, as we saw earlier, the Smilodon or the saber-toothed tiger in this, then the woolly mammoth would be a possibility as well. I thought that when I saw the poster, this thing was going to be their friend or something, like their new companion. And don't tell me somebody's going to suddenly have the ability to program this thing and hack it, because that's pushing it. But seeing this thing in action is very scary. Clearly, that thing is there to guard against anyone coming on the island or to recognize when something is wrong. And just look at the fluid motion in which it runs. It doesn't look like a dog. You know what it looks like? It looks like that. It looks like the Smilodon. It looks like a large cat. The way that its head is shaped, its neck, the way that it runs, clearly they modeled this after the Smilodon. For all we know, and this may just be really out there, for all we know, some of these models that we're seeing or some of these creatures could be robotic dinosaurs. Maybe they started off like that. Now this one clearly is for guarding because it has a freaking gun out of its mouth. But is it possible though, looking at how this thing looks, and it's just funny the way they edited the trailer, that you see this thing running and then you see the Smilodon in the next shot, which is clearly the thing that was stalking Ben because it has the green eyes and the furry face. If these robots are probably prototypes for some kind of Westworld-like situation where the dinosaurs or some of them are robots. Maybe that's something that they're looking into because it could be that they could be doing the thing I was theorizing a long time ago. But if these guys, since they're not the noble ones, are making dinosaurs to fight each other or making them to do things like war is something they always use in every single one of these Jurassic Park movies, like, oh, we're gonna use the dinosaurs for war, which makes no freaking sense. It makes more sense to use the dinosaurs for Pokemon. I even said in one of my videos a long time ago, and I know it's freaking far-fetched and stupid, but you know how I am, far-fetched and stupid. I even thought that this could possibly even be the precursor to Pokemon. Because if these people are rich and they have nothing to do and they're like, oh, we can bring dinosaurs back to life, wouldn't it be awesome for them to make dinosaurs to fight each other? And then I can imagine they're gonna make more outlandish dinosaurs that can have some sick abilities, and then they're gonna put them on the ring to fight other people for money, and the next thing you know, you have freaking dragons spitting out acid and turtles spewing out rivers of water and changing the environment around them and shit. Like, I could imagine if this whole Jurassic Park thing was just a precursor to some Pokemon-like universe. I mean, look at the tech, considering, you know what I'm saying? You could look at this, especially now with Camp Cretaceous being able to make these things, and imagine, like, years down the line, us having Pokemon-like animals, and then having to tame them, and having Pokeballs. Just saying. So anyway, we see the transition into the Smilodon, which is stalking them, and that's very scary. That shot right here is so terrifying, and the only thing that's standing in between them and this thing is the fire. It's not very happy and tries to intimidate them to run so it can chase and take down one of them. This looks to be in the actual desert. They probably encounter this thing before they go into the facility. I have a feeling the facility is going to come later on in the season because it's a super big reveal, and I don't think they'd put that at the very beginning of the season. And considering that they're still in the desert right now and they don't have anywhere to hide from this thing and they don't know that the facility's there that they can go to and hide, I am going to put my money on them not having discovered it yet. In the next scene, we see what looks like Kenji sliding to his death down somewhere, and it looks like a very hot area. Maybe there's a dust storm and they're running from something, or maybe this is a scene that they thought looked cool and they're like, it looks like he's in danger, put that in the trailer, at least it won't spoil anything. Then we see that is not a Stegosaurus, that is a Kentrosaurus. I think it's Kentrosaurus. I have to look that up later. I know that there's the Stegosaurus with spikes on their tail, that's the Kentro or something. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But it has also spikes on its shoulder, and it's also a dinosaur we haven't seen before. So that's pretty cool. You know, I always wondered, like, I love dinosaurs so much, but when I was growing up, I used to wonder to myself, like, there are so many dinosaurs that look eerily similar. Is this through evolution, or is this just, like, different adaptations that these dinosaurs have over different landscapes? Like, you have a whole bunch of finches, but they all look different. Is that what's going on here? Because you also have that in our modern time where you have hyenas, but you have the spotted hyena, the striped hyena, and they're in different locations around the world. So I just, you know, you have bears too, that's kind of like the same thing. So, you know, whatever. I just found that interesting. Anyway, the snow plows or snowmobiles come upon this Kentrosaurus, and it's very odd seeing it out here because it's like, bitch, it's cold. What are you doing out here? Like, are you not suffering right now? And they may even find it weird that this creature's out here without a herd, and it looks like they're probably gonna have a run-in with this creature. Following that scene, we see the poor robot cat dog thing sinking to the bottom of an icy area. Maybe it was trying to chase them into the snow, and they tricked it and it got sunk. But why are they showing us this? So we know that, oh, now it dies. but it would be really interesting if we think that it dies and the thing can swim, because it would make more sense if they made something like this that can traverse all different types of terrain and then it can swim. Like, that's freaking crazy. I don't know how it would be able to swim unless it can freaking transform. Maybe a fin comes out of its ass or something and then it propels itself forward. Who knows? Then we see Darius running pell-mell through the forest, and it looks as though he is running alongside something or he's running away from something, but he's looking into the distance. Maybe he's looking for a place to hide. Then we see Brooke's mouth open, waiting for something, and Sam and Kenji are freaking out, and we see this creature's mouth, and it's clearly alive. I don't know what this is, to be honest. It doesn't look like a T-Rex. Looks like something different. Now, this is an interesting shot, and I like the shot so much because it's so beautiful, but it's also kind of messed up. But you can't say anything that that's unfair, because if there was a video game where you could battle dinosaurs against dinosaurs, you'd be playing it. Come on. But you're supposed to feel bad because these are real animals in this universe. So we have these dinosaurs that are fighting, and the drones are hanging over each of them. Does it not look like Pokemon? Like, come on. Each of those drones are just checking the things out like, yeah, look at these dinosaurs. And now I can see clearly, like, I mean, I knew that before, but it's clearly not Rexy. And the T-Rex looks as though it's been in a lot of battles, but this Kentrosaurus looks as though it's freaked out. It's like, what is happening right now? Why are we doing this? Why are you even, what did I do to you? I don't know if this is the Kentrosaurus from the snowy area. It probably is. It probably is not. It could be a completely different one. But clearly, the people who are controlling these drones or watching this through the drones want these dinosaurs to fight. They're not trying to stop it. They're actually following along the action with the cameras and getting all these different angles. And this is amazing. Like, just the cinematography of this is beautiful. It's like recreating everything we've seen about dinosaurs. Like, that's freaking amazing. It's very beautiful. The shots and the colors. I'm sure the people taking this footage, they're like, yes, 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 child. It's, yes, money. Money. I can guarantee you that's what's happening here. And right before it chomps down on this poor thing's head, if that's what's going to happen, somebody is going to get paid. So they probably have some kind of dinosaur ring that I'm going on here. I can bet you that they took that idea and they're like, yes, we're going to make them fight like Pokemon. Because that's the only place, that's the only logical thing that people would do with Jurassic Park dinosaurs. Because they're like, you know what? Before people start coming out and saying that the dinosaurs have rights, let's make some money from them. I could see them doing that. Then we get old boy here. Yes. Yes, our old friend. And I think this is the same Spinosaurus, is it? Because it looks very similar. It looks, as a matter of fact, it looks just like that Spinosaurus. Like, exactly like it. Still the best fight I've seen in Jurassic Park. Anyway, this is clearly the Spinosaurus that we saw there. Maybe they moved it from that island. I mean, people were thinking, oh, maybe this is Isla Sorna, but I don't think this is Isla Sorna. And if it's not, then they either moved that Spinosaurus from that island and put it on this island, it swam to this island, or there's another replica of it on this island, which is terrifying. Yes. And on that note, I can understand why they're all in freaking fear for their lives. This is exciting because I know there's a lot of people who wanted to see the Spinosaurus aegypticus again, and it was a really good antagonist. One thing to know is that the Spinosaurus was very hyper aggressive, so it's possible that they took that Spinosaurus to this island to use it for fighting. Now, this is still a desert-like area, which is like, okay, how are the dinosaurs getting water? But if they are running some kind of Pokemon ring on this island, I can understand how they would take dinosaurs like the Spinosaurus that's hyper aggressive, that seems to have been bred for that reason, to this island as well. They're probably going to try to write in that the dinosaurs on Isla Sorna or the raptors or whatever, Lost World Jurassic Park dinosaurs like the raptors that were hyper aggressive were used for fighting, because they're like, listen, we probably made these dinosaurs and we didn't mean to make them aggressive, but instead of deleting them and being like, oh, it's a failed experiment, why don't we use them for money? Why don't we use that aggression for something we can make money on? I mean, we're gonna kill these things anyway, so why not just give them a chance to battle it out? Makes more sense, right? Then they find another facility on the island. So, okay, it's not completely desert, like, it's just this weird biome going on. Like, this one island has like so many biomes. Now you're seeing this like jungle biome. They came from a desert and they're coming upon some other facility thing, and we have no idea what it is, some kind of hangar. Also, I noticed in the scene, Brooke is leading the way. She's obviously the alpha female and Darius is the alpha, but he's not there. Maybe they're gonna go rescue him. Something happened to him clearly because he's not there with the others. What happened to Darius? Don't know, but that's another mystery we're gonna have to solve when we see it. This was an excellent trailer. They did everything right. The suspense, the danger, the mystery, and the new sights. It was done so well, and I can't wait for it. It's coming out December 3rd. What was your favorite shot from this trailer? Because there were so many. I think the dinosaur fighting is something I'm looking forward to because that's a really huge mystery. That really puts things into place, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to tie that in with Dominion. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.